So today I thought I'd take you through kind of the way I set up for and finish carvings. This will be a birch carving, so it's relatively hard, the wood is, that is. And I'll be using a finish called Deft Lacquer. Actually, hold on. Here it is. It's a Deft clear satin finish. The next thing I use these are actually 2-inch China bristle brushes. If you're going to use these cheap brushes, make sure and really go through and pull all of the loose hairs out of the brush. Whoa, see all the stuff that flew off of that? Paper towel, or a lint-free cotton, like a t-shirt would work. Okay, so as I said before, I'm going to start out with the 2 bristle brushes. I'm going to use the first one to start brushing any loose like wood chips that I may have missed when I shook the carving off. I know Deft says on the container not to shake the finish, but oh my gosh, this stuff smells. Holy crap. Wow. And a quick tip, you can poke holes in the interior lip of your paint can or finish can, and it'll keep the finish from drying, pooling up, and making it difficult for the lid to go back on. So I'm going to take a bit of the finish, get it all over the brush, and work it in the crevices. And I'm working in small, maybe 2 or 3-inch areas at a time. I'm going to take that extra brush and actually the towel first, take any excess off, and then I'll go back in with the dry brush. Leave the carving to dry for about 30 minutes in between coats, just enough time for me to heat up some ramen. By the way, not the cheap ramen. This is the good stuff. We make it from scratch. And yeah, also be sure to get any little hairs or little gross things that are kind of bothering you now before you leave for lunch or dinner, because they will dry on there. You don't want it to dry on there. So, okay, I don't know if you can see this, but you can tell that I made a stop cut, which is what allows me to keep the fibers from splitting anywhere past the point that I define that stop cut when I do the relief cut. But it's dark because I went too far into the forehead. So well, we can go back in with the knife and carve past that little problem area. And just like so, try not to push too hard because that was the problem to begin with, right? Is we went too far with that stop cut. So just gently going back and forth to try and remove any problems or areas that I went too far with too much depth. Okay, so now that I've done that, go back in with the finish, work it in those areas, and of course immediately blot off excess. You don't want it to be building up and discoloring. So that helped a bit. All right.